Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of StarRupture. It's been a while since we were on last. One of the reasons for that is that I'm in the long tail progression. It takes a hell of a long time to get anything. So one of the things I've just managed to get ready is level 13 for clever robotics, which is actually the max level. This was something like 650,000 points to get, and we're going to see what it is. I've also got level 12, which is the multi-storage, and you've probably not seen that either. Maybe we'll look at that as well. But this one, level 13, is the expandable storage. Redistributes items evenly to all connected buildings, can store up to 1600 units of one selected item, can be expanded using more power. Well, 1600 units is the same as a volume 2 storage, is it not? I think it is. Can we see that anywhere? Mark 2 storage. Perhaps not. 10. Yeah. 8 storage depot. Yeah, can store up to 1600 units of one selected item. So this thing looks bulky, and obviously the intention is for you to take it above 1600 units. So we'll see how this actually works. So clay, new build and expandable storage. We'll see what it actually costs. We're going to put one of these down. I'll also give you a base tour as well. Let's have a look. Expandable storage. Right, so immediately costly, right? The fact that these cost the advanced building materials are not something. There's only one thing really to spend them on, and that's these teleporter. I think spending them on anything else is a complete waste of time, except for if you absolutely must, base core amplifier V2. And you'll see if we go around this base, you'll see that I've got a load of them here. But that is to get the base core at the other end up to a level, up to a cooling level where I don't need to upgrade the core itself. So these are all in a double swept area. You can see they're actually in the middle between these two cooling towers, and therefore they apply to both sides. So they apply here to the 4000 side, and they apply here to the 9000 side. Now these are 250 each, so that's 1000, 2000, 3000 cooling that these are applying, and that core is 1000, so it's already at 3240. So these are absolutely needed. They're worth spending the money on. Right, anyway, well, we were going to have a look at this expandable storage and see how it behaves. In fact, what we'll do, well, let's just have a look at the multi-storage first, and then I'll explain why we're going to do the expandable storage. So I've got one of these multi-storage deployed, and it can hold any number of items you can put in. It's like that. But it has this priority of low. What I found is if you put something in here, eventually it will go out. So you have an outbound rail, eventually it will go out if there's some demand. It's almost like a place to dump stuff that you don't want to destroy. It might be of use to your factory, but you don't want to. You've got nowhere else to put it, right? So it's that sort of thing. It's like an overflow. I did try this with a input belt on it when I had all the smelters here, and the first thing it did was cool all of the ore and all of the ingots and just basically jammed the rail network up. So I don't really think it's much good as an input thing. I bet you if I did this, I'd change that for an input, it would start to pull any material that is idle. Because actually, if we look at the description of that particular buildable, it says, oh, no, let's try that again, shall we? It says, stores excess items that can't be sent anywhere else, holds up to 2,500 units, can store different items together. So, stores excess items that can't be sent anywhere else. That doesn't really explain what it does, but it would appear that if there's no demand for a particular item on the network, it will demand it. And that's not good. So can we use it as a storage unit in between our ammo delivery? Because that was the next thought that I had. I thought, well, should we use it here? So if we take one of these out, take this out. A little bit of a lag spike. Then put one of these multi-storage in. I need some materials. Great. I'll have those for the other things we're doing. So multi-storage, put that to 4, put it in, and you're like, wow, that's really cool. It costs intermediate building materials. You're thinking, okay, I can connect a rail V3 to this. And then suddenly all my ammo from this cargo receiver will come flying in. Well, it doesn't. Really weirdly, it doesn't. Look, it's not going in. So I thought to myself, well, I wonder if I link it up, does it demand any? And the answer appears to be no. So if I put these in here. I think items would still go out. But it doesn't seem to readily demand items even when they're directly connected. Is that an autosave? I think it is. So it's all in there. And literally nothing is happening. Very weird. So I really haven't worked out its use case other than as I've got it deployed, which is just somewhere where you can dump excess materials and they will get pulled out of there eventually. So let's take that out and then go to the next device, next storage unit. Which we've just unlocked, which is the expandable storage, and this costs an absolute fortune. Now, why can't I place that? It's a 4x4. And it's not clashing with any building. God almighty. I can place it there. But I can't place it there. That's really weird. Alright, we'll put it there then. Oh, I know why. It was clashing with the rail. So it couldn't go over to the right because of the rail. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Right, let's fill in the hole. So again, this monstrosity is if we examine it, I believe it will be 16. Ah, look at that. Right, I see. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. So if you've got capacity on your power grid, you can increase the number of slots that it has. That makes complete sense. Can we scroll this? Yes, we can. I've already got that up to 8, 16, 20, 24, 28, 30 slots. That's pretty good, isn't it? But the point is, I tell you, yeah, the point is you could have a big store of ammunition here, ready for the next attack. Presently, I'm fine with the standard version 2. So I'm going to put that back in. It's a very interesting. I'll probably even need to move that. I think I do need to move that drone port over one. Could do it now, in fact. Yeah, let's do it now. And then reset up that drone port. Sorry, cargo receiver. And V2 storage depot. So, for all of that 650,000 credits that I had to make to unlock that, I'm not convinced about it. I think that's actually more useful than the multi-storage, I've got to say. And Clever Robotics definitely is the more entertaining of the. I'm going to put this here. It looks the more useful of the two. Of any of the upgrades that are left. Here's the thing that I noticed the other day. You can put items in the depot without actually having selected what it's supposed to be holding. Pretty certain that's a bug. Anyway. But yeah. Standard ammo. You'll see it's all in there. Right. Now we need to set one of these up. So this is how I'm setting these up now. Send. Standard ammo. Looks like I'm starving. Put these in. Let's just make sure that hole is filled in. Send standard ammo. Okay. Is this our ammo feed in here to the main to the main bank? So we'll go and get that. And I just lined that up with the rest of these drone ports that are down there. This one's out of line as well, but they were the two first ones I put in. I'll probably move that one over at some point. So we'll go and send standard ammo. Standard ammo. And this is standard ammo. Fairly certain we had this one configured. I don't think we had any others. Yeah.
Huh. Nice.
Standard MOD. That's again a bug. To get past that point to select, you need to do this. So what I do is I then select a sender to go to it. I'm not going to put that in the I'll put it in storage or not. So these have all been set up with 16, because ammo is something you definitely don't want to be running out of, and you want it to be getting there as quickly as possible. Just noticed that. Yep, not upgraded to version 3. Let's go back to the starter base. We're actually only over there. But as you can see from here, what we've got is a lot of points that we can teleport to. In fact, we'll look at this in a second. We just go back to the starter base and you'll get the idea. So one of the things I was definitely doing or talking about when we were in one of the previous episodes, in fact many of the previous episodes, was replacing all of the production in the starter base with drone ports, and in fact we've made a good way into that. We're now into the smelters, but we haven't even touched the mega presses yet. So we're just up to smelters, and there are still some fabricators out there, so we haven't got production for all those yet. So there are a lot of items that you need to produce individually. But what we have, well, what was I doing there? So when I'm setting up a pair, so I've sent the ammo, and now I need to go and rename the drone port, and the reason for that is to keep the correlation between the two, so to keep the link between the two, so that should something change, I know which drone port was supposed to be sending to it. In fact, no, cancel. So standard MOD. I now know that this drone port is linked with standard MOD. Mischief managed. Fine. Right, now. So what we've got still left here are electronics, heat-proof sheets, heat-resistant sheets, applicators, and stabilizers. And I use these small storage units, one for a small buffer of material, but also for signage, so I know what's actually out here. I know what each drone port is actually bringing in and what state it's in. Back here we've got hardening agent, but before we did a remote deployment of hardening agent, we need remote deployment of applicator, and we don't have that currently. So there's an order in which things have got to be done. This could be remote deployed, because all three of these, wolfram plate, titanium sheet and glass, are all remotely manufactured and brought in. In fact, here we go. If we go down here, I know roughly where they are. There we go. That's where glass comes in. Glass comes in here. Okie dokie. So, I need to eat something. Some toxicity. So let's just pick a base at random. So we've got an awful lot of bases. One of the things I'm doing at the moment is going around the bases and then adding cooling to them. So where's ceramics? Actually, ceramics is done. It was one of the first ones that got it. But let's go to wolfram plate. There are a couple of issues, and that is I want to build these distinct pockets of production, but you can only have so much cooling in a cooling tower. So this cooling tower, for example, is 460 of 1000, so I can actually can actually deploy another factory or expand this one so that it has greater capability. And in fact, that's really what I want to do. I want to try and leave some space for expansion. Although I recall this base is right near the monolith. But you can see we've been busy in this area, and there's a lot more building work going on. So, one of the things we can do to help expand the base core, of course, is to deploy these base core amplifiers. These cost quartz, very precious commodity. We want that for the teleporters. But these ones that cost intermediate building materials, there's all that we need for that is time. So it's worth deploying these. And as a result, we can reduce the cooling impact of this factory and potentially allow us to build another one that's within the vicinity. That's the plan. But they only give 20 per unit. Oh, hang on. Being attacked. That's because I connected that to the power. That's because the cooling tower got connected to the power. That was why I got attacked. Wow. Okay, should be good now though. So that's another observation. If I delete that cooling, that power generation unit, solar panel, and then place another power generation unit, that would also attract vermin. So very often what I'll do is I'll make sure that it's... Oh, here we go. I'll make sure that it's connected to power after a wave, something like that. Or be prepared. There we go. Right, so that's really reduced the cooling footprint of this factory now, and it means that we can expand it some more. That's another one we can put in there. And there. I like a little bit of room. Okay. So now in this vicinity, we could build another factory footprint. So finding factory footprints has been one of the most difficult things so far. We'll have to wait for this. And in fact, let's have a look at the map. So I've been all over the show, really. I was around here. Yeah. Where's that? No, it was here last night. Came through here, and then I built a base here. And I'm right up into this area now. I've done a recce around the boundary. I can see where the radiation is. Well, here it comes. And I've dropped a couple of cooling towers where there are geoscanners.
Rupture's eruption has prepare for impact.
We'll wait for that to cool down. It's just occurred to me we need to kick off one of the other productions, so I think Moon Energy Corporation. We could actually even buy that upgrade outright. Inventory upgrade. Meh. I mean, very useful. It's another 8 slots. But I don't know if I want to spend everything that I've managed to earn on it. Mind you, I don't think there's anything else that's actually exciting anyway. Yeah, another 8 slots would be another row. That'd be quite okay. It's good for when you're foraging. What else have we got in the list? Lems, scanner, lens. There's some war bonds. The inventory's about it really, and this is now maxed. Right, so should use this opportunity to jump somewhere. Let's escape that. I did a round here earlier. This is that's now in a cooling tower. These are both in a cooling tower. You start to get locations where the cooling towers cover the underground caves, and as a result the quartz doesn't spawn. I think I've been to that one, but I don't think I've been to that one, and what I can't tell is what base that is. I think it might be chemicals. Let's go jump to chemicals. And this is why we want to preserve the quartz. Each one of these teleporters is 500 quartz, advanced building material. We want to make sure that we can get to all of our bases. It wasn't quite the right one. It's that one over there. Run over there though. Right, so where's the... that way. These grubblers, you can pick them straight away after a rupture. It's quite good. There it is. I don't think I've been here for a while. And yet there is no quartz. Yeah. You always get blow caps spawning, but the quartz spawns are either A, very very slow, or just non-existent. So, is that cooling tower covering the hole? And the answer is no. I've deliberately placed it so that it's not actually covering the cave. That's a bit frustrating. Is there anywhere else we can jump to? Look out a bit. There's this one, it's behind Rich's base. I haven't been there for ages. I hope I'm heading in the right direction. Yeah, it's in between that pyramid.
Tasty.
Okay, we have some glow cap. See some blue to the left there. Yes, we have some quartz. But not a great deal.
I need to survive. Come here.
And all this reinforces that you don't want to be spending your quartz on anything than absolute essentials. And the essentials being the teleporters. Okay, so that's that done really. We do want these meteorite hearts. I'm trying to get enough to do the level 5 upgrade of core. Need to see the other side of that. But we have in the region of something like 20 distinct factories now. I don't know if you noticed that if you looked at the starter base, each one of those drone ports represents a distinct factory in its own right. And they're basically full machines. Right. Back home. Starter base. So we don't need that. There's nothing here using helium. All that. We got 5 out of that. Wasn't a great haul. But it is what it is. So put some of these away. Split. I want to carry a few. You need at least 2 parts, because when you place one cooling tower and you're trying to work out whether or not another one overlaps it, if you place a third, then it gives you the outlines of both. So we're not quite there. We need 4 more parts to get 70, and we need 20 more ignitium. You'll see. Well, let's go and look at the tower heart, the tower core. Sorry, base core. I'll get there in a minute. Base core. So we need 150 ignium, 70 meteorite hearts. I've already put in the turbines and the hardening agents. 1,200 batteries. That's going to take forever, and so is 800 accumulators. Although, having now not got anything running, we might actually get some building up. So I noticed that the network has gone pretty quiet. The rail network's gone pretty quiet. Yeah, I mean it's just starting to. Oh, other machines are still demanding. Yeah. How's this look?
Stable. Arcadia status stable.
Take that. We've got 969 quartz building material, which is enough to create one teleporter, should a base need it. And the aim is to get one at every single base. And one of the things I'm doing at the moment, which has cost a lot of these intermediate materials, is going around bases and then putting in cooling units. Like we were doing just now with the Wolfram. Was it Wolfram plates? Let's just jump back there a second. Was there anything else that needed to be done there? Wolfram plate. This needs to be sorted alphabetically, and possibly even have a filter on it. But at least let's start off with it sorted alphabetically, shall we? Yeah, so I noted that you can get some more cooling units in here. Yeah, cool. Ah. There, actually. Certainly could expand this factory out more and increase capacity, but at the moment there's only two requirements to deliver it anyway. I don't know where this is going. Plate B, it's going to something. That's an autosave. Right. So certainly want to be thinking about building out another base around here. Although right in the middle of this this monolith area, not good. How's it looking? Not quite ready. But it's certainly cooking. Right. Misjudge that. So this looks like a good place to build another base, doesn't it?
I need to survive.
A nice flat space, and we've expanded the cooling tower here sufficiently that 1500 we can definitely build a new base. So what did we need? We needed heat-proof sheets was one, and
Acquired.
we need applicator. and stabilizer. Now, heatproof sheet is in the furnace section, so I think probably that one's going to be next. So that is the section I'm working on. Alright, but basically I want a flattish space. One where I can create a 20 by 18 set of foundations. So, tops here? I don't know. I certainly could do that here. Question is, can we get 18 across there? I think we probably can. And then can we get 24? And I think we probably can. Question is, not connected to the ground. Not connected to the ground, so that's probably too high. I know, we'll try that. And how many have we got there? It's with the drone. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Spot on. Right, now we need to get this over to 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a lot more than that. So I know that the longest you can build is 10. So that's 17. We need to get this up to 24. Or at least 22. So what's that? So that's now 20. Right. I found this out. So if you're zooping over one of these meteorites, it says it's colliding with something. So you have to build over it manually. Which is really annoying. Alright, but this might be our 24. Yep, same thing again, right? It's colliding with something. Possibly the debris from the meteorite. That worked out well. Okay. Frustrating. See, they say they're not connected yet. You can still get them in. hope they fix this in later patches. Make this less of an issue. Okay, so there's a hard core there of something which doesn't want to play ball. Now that's fine, because I'll probably find I'm going to put a machine on that. What do I say we're going to build here? Heat-proof sheets would be a good one. So for heat-proof sheets, I know we need 3 materials. So I'm going to immediately need to put down 3 receivers. Then that rail network. And then our production machines, which in this case are going to be furnaces. And I put these over to 4 foundations wide, so it just lines everything up. I've definitely been thinking about whether or not they need to be 3, but at the moment this is the design 4. And then on the output of each of these we'll put a storage unit, and it only is a V1 depot. Which is again to signpost. And then a rail network. And at this stage we only need 1 cargo dispatcher. There's only 1 requirement for heat-proof sheets, and that's at the starter base. So that's pretty much set out. We just need now to fill it in. Generally I find that yeah, I was going to say generally I find that Mark 2s are enough, but we might come back and upgrade them to Mark 3s. Hang on. I've got a wave incoming or something, have we? I've got no power here. Actually, that's a case in point, right? So we will not get attacked until we put power on this. But I also can't see which way the rail's going, so I'm going to need to put power on it. I'm probably going to put habitat here. I think that's a good location. It's going to have a teleporter on day 1 and power. And the only thing I have at this stage is an airlock to get in, should I need to. Now we can see which way the rails are pointing. Clockwise loop. Now, how many of these does this produce per minute? So heat resistant sheet, 1 every 4 seconds, that's 15 per minute. So we don't need massively fast rails out of here, because this whole facility is literally going to be 60 heat-proof sheets per minute. That's it. Heat resistant sheet. Now, what of our ratios? We want 2 titanium sheets. A titanium sheet, we might end up putting a second delivery for the titanium sheet. We'll see. Right, that can actually be set. And now I would say, what I'd like to do, if these are only producing at 15 per minute, then there's really not a lot of point in them coming out massively fast. But I'd like them all to come out evenly. So if I put this to 120 per minute, come on, 120 per minute here, and then put 480 belts between everything else. So 120 times 4 is 480. All 4 of these should draw evenly. At least that's the plan. So this is going to be heat resistant sheet A.
Dehydrated.
Okay. Not enough characters. That's what we do. Resistant sheet A. Fine. We can. I don't have a receiver set up for this yet. So before we switch this on, we'll go and do that. And here, what do we want? What were our materials? Is that an autosave? I hope it is. Wolfram plate, titanium sheet, glass. So it's right next door. Send Wolfram plate. Send titanium sheet. Send glass. Right, and this is going to be heat resistant sheet. Groovy. I think that's all we need at the moment. We need to go and jump around, go and set up the receiver for that, and then send the other materials. So, back to the starter base. We need to find a location to put heat-resistant sheet in. Which is going to be here. I'll realign all this at some point. I think I'll put that in the wrong place, actually. Yeah, I have. It really should be like that, but then that doesn't line up with that and what have you. It's just, yeah. So at the moment, this is where it is. That don't look right either. Oh, this is the middle dual line. Yeah, it was in the right place to start off with. As well as it can be. They need some more centering options, I think. Oh, actually, I mean, that is right. But for now, that's it. Yeah, so this is actually in line with that entrance to the rail network. Okie dokie. So, this is going to be send heat resistant, and I've run out of characters. But I know what it is. I'm going to put that as a Mark 1 initially. I'm also going to switch off heat resistant sheet manufacturing. And there are 4 of these presently, but they seem to be basically idle. So at peak I was actually using the capacity of 4. We can even set this. It's easier if you've got the materials in it, actually, because it just shows it straight away. Or does it? No, it doesn't show it straight away. Not with the storage units. Oh yes, it does. If you've got a recipe set on it, it sets it. It shows it. Okay, so we've got that. If there's any demand for heat-resistant sheets on these other units, then these will start to drain. Fine. Yeah. Do we want to go and dump those materials before? Yeah, I think we do.
If I don't drink something soon, I'm gonna die.
That's a bit dramatic. Okay. Yeah, let's just go and set them. Because the other thing we can do is we can dump on the materials. Cycle those materials back into the flow. Okay, I'm not going to get too many of these out. Foundations. Platform. Right, so that's 2, and we're looking fairly busy, but let's take that. And that. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. We can put these in here. 400 of these in here. We can put 300 in there. Nice one. Which means we may have enough room to take out the rest. Yeah, we do. And suddenly that inventory space upgrade is looking useful. Yeah, I hope they fix that. Pregnant pause where you think it's crashed. And the point is, if I need to redeploy the machines, I will, but I'll deploy new machines because you can't clear the recipes on these units. So you've either got to delete it and recreate it, or whatever. So, wow. Okay, that was just enough. Let's go and deliver some glass, etc. And we can link up the heat-resistant sheet drone port as well. Cargo delivery. So, heat-resistant sheet. Well, having these all as pockets of production, it means that the traffic around them is not on the main network. Oh, I need to go and set that first, because it does this, which is really irritating. Oh no, off. Oh gosh. That needs not to happen, doesn't it? Send heat resistant sheet. Now we can put it on. Okay. So you can have some. You can have some. You can have some. Really? Okay. And what are you? Send wool from plate, so we can put some of these in here. And then what are you? Send titanium sheet. And send glass. We can give you some, although that would maybe snarl the network up, so. We'll see what it does. Less of an issue in here, right? So the fact that this got snarled up Not so much a problem. He says, and then immediately snarls the network up. Yeah, I shouldn't have put those onto the rail network. Always put them in storage. Clearing. There we are. They just need to be fully loaded, each of those. I should probably preload the machines, to be honest. That would have been a better idea. Rather than let them flow. Alright, but we can also get a feel for how they're doing. 1 every 4 seconds, so that's 15 per minute. 15, that's going to need 30 plates. The others are 15 of each. So that's 30, 120 titanium plates per minute. Alright, it's going okay. Let's just leave it to do that. Okay, so we need to now go and send the Wolfram plate. So, a Wolfram plate we need to find. Oh, it's right next door. Door. We need a cargo sender, cargo dispatcher, and this will be Wolfram plate C. At this distance, I'm even tempted to connect it, to be honest, but the whole idea is this design can be anywhere. Wolfram plate C. Hang on, I haven't connected it to send Wolfram plate. I think that's probably better to do that first. Send Wolfram plate. And then connect it. Now, they all beep anyway. First time. Fine. So that's Wolfram plate. Next one. Titanium plate. Titanium sheet. Okay, how's this looking? Actually, this is looking quite busy. Oh no, there's some spare. Oh no, that's the receivers. Ooh, yeah, there's plenty going up. They're very high demand for all this. Well, that's got plenty in store. Titanium sheet C, B, A. It's going to be D then. Titanium lag spike. Auto save. sheet, ABCD. Titanium sheet. Send titanium sheet. And connect it. Okay. And then we've got to do glass. I've got a great deal of intermediate building materials. This needs cooling deployed. Not that. We're going to build. It's got tons of cooling. So that's glass A, I'm guessing. This will be glass B then. Glass B. Glass. Send glass. Connect it up. Okay. Now we need to go back to heat resistant sheet. Our materials should be arriving. And we need to rename our receivers. So this one is now Wolfram Plate C. You can send multiple senders to one receiver, but I'm not. I'm doing it one-to-one. This is titanium sheet D. Sheet D. And you are glass B. So we've gone from nothing to having set up a brand new base. Right, now the last part of this puzzle is to go back to starter base. And that noise. And go and rename the receiver here. Heat resistant shift A. Job done. And that is really more of the same, right? So I need to do exactly the same for electronics. I've got these three materials, so we can certainly do that one. That was placed here for this, I think. Yeah, because it wants 8 tubes. It's causing a lot of traffic, so I built a second tube depot to put tubes right next to those 2 machines. So there's 2 factories here to build. There's applicator and stabilizer. Both of these we have the items for. So we have distinct factories for rotors and distinct factories for titanium rods. So we can replace those and scale that up, double that throughput for both of those. And then we'll be looking at the mega presses. Now, of course, one of the mega press recipes we've already got built is standard ammo. That was pretty much a requirement. That was done very, very early on. In fact, it was the first series of remote factories to be built because we needed additional ammo creation, ammo manufacturing. But yeah, all of these need to be done with exactly the same idea. So there's still lots to do. Yeah, the end game items have some insane ratios. So, like 10 calcite sheets. This is just to create 1. That doesn't sound too bad, but I think some of these others do. 20 tubes to create 1. I think this one's equally bad. 8 synthetic resin, and synthetic resin's created over there. And that requires 2 hardening agents. We don't have a factory for hardening agent yet. Yeah, it's just they've got some bonkers ratios that make these really, really difficult to scale. And as such, actually, a lot of these machines are down, so they're actually deliberately powered off. Let's have a look to see. I think this is the one we need to turn back on. That uses lenses, laser emitter. I shall check. And we can check that in here. And also we're going to need to stop production going out of these if we're going to get that base upgrade to in fact, maybe we do that. If we're going to get that base upgrade to level 5, then we're going to need to stop these from going out. We're going to need to block them. Right. Well, I was lucky.
Detected. I recommend finding a safe place.
So that's moon energy, and I think moon energy requires laser emitter. That's the point. So if we want to get the inventory upgrade, then we switch on moon energy, switch on the laser emitters rather, and then that will start to populate or repopulate moon energy. In fact, we could even whack in 300,000 data points and we're good. That would sort of defeat the object of doing the rest of it, I think. I want to try and do these. Like there's nothing pressing, right? When we were talking about getting to, where was it, version 3 rails, that was worth spending the points on. You absolutely need that. You need that as soon as possible. So that's absolutely worth putting every single point that I had in there. Other than that, these start to get very expensive. At the top end here, you're talking 650,000 to get this one upgrade. So that's a lot. I don't think any of these are anywhere near that, but they're. Yeah, what are we looking at? We're looking at 368k, 368k, 262. It's a snack by comparison to the rest of this 368, and then that's done. Okay. Well. Let's enjoy the view, shall we?
Raptura's core is unstable. Head to safety immediately.
Right, we'll pause there for a moment. And we're back. Now, I don't think there's a great deal I want to cover on this particular video. It's a shorter episode than the rest. We've covered a lot of the things that I've been working on since the previous episode, but it's going to be more of the same, and I need to continue to build out those distinct factories. Oh my god, we're under attack. Alright, well, never a dull moment, eh? So one of the things that I've found is that if you go to the back of the base here, when this is coming up, it causes the swarm to spawn nearer to you. It's your proximity in relation to the monolith, and what that does is it brings, you see where they are? They're already right up here. It brings the spitters further forward, which will hang back. Right, same thing again. Woo!
Too hot.
So same thing. I'm going to move back because I want the ranged mobs to come forward. I want them to come forward. Now, there was a previous battle where I hung back too far, and they ended up spawning inside the base. So as soon as you hear the guns going, you need to get forward, or they'll be in the base. I can't even see them.
Reloading.
There's a flinger. Definitely want to take that out. Auto save.
Enemy pacified.
Okay. So enemy pacified, but there's still a lot of alien signatures, right? That will be spitters that are at the back. They're right over by the monolith. Now, unfortunately, I think once they've spawned, you can't actually draw them in using this method. But possibly we can. Let's see if we can. Yeah, they're hanging back. Look, you can see them. So I'm going to need to go out there and be bait. Ooh. That's attacking the other base.
Changing mags.
Unerring accuracy. You see what happens if you're at the front line, they spawn way back.
Changing mags.
Being shot in the back. Okay, so I think that's pretty much cleared up this area. Let's go and bait the rest. Huh? Saw something there. It just said spitter la there. Huh. Embedded in the rock. Right, where are you?
Reloading.
Because you're there. Something that you see them, they're jumping at the back. Okay. This will get hairy. Aha! There we go, we've opened them up now. Heard its feet. Do not want to be this close, really. This is a lot closer than I want to be. Oh, but look, there's quite a few of them.
Reloading.
That's it. Run.
Warning. Monolith activity detected.
Got any guns that are down? No. You're fully loaded? Yep. Come on, let's bait them in. Hang on, what got behind here? Oh, I think they were probably hit by a spitter. A flinger, rather. Here we go.
The Raptura is in its stable stage. The
What are they
climate
doing
of our
over there?
Raptura is returning to normal.
Reloading.
There's the Goliath. attracted its attention.
Changing mag.
Right. Ha! Easy. Right, now we have a load of mobs out there. Oh look, we've got some spiders incoming. Say they're having a pop at the machines over the other side.
Arcadia 7 has finished regenerating.
Right, we can go out there and do this. I'm not bothered about anything that's out there now. Oh, that actually attacked the machines there. And that, look. They're definitely changing their behaviour.
Acquired.
As I'm building up more in the area. God almighty, can't shoot for toffee.
Reloading.
Oh, there's lots. Since adding the base, I can hear you. The base cooling units, the augmenters, can't remember what they're called now. These have turned their attention to the base at the side, which means that the overall threat for a base is based on its build level.
Area clear.
There we go.
The base has been protected.
Years. So it's, as I build up more in the area, it's changing the dynamic of their attack. I mean, the fact that they attacked buildings over there. So I'm going to need to start thinking about pulling a wall down that side in the same way I have here. And you saw they went for that excavator over there, so therefore we need to think about putting a wall around that as well. And because we've got the teleporters, it doesn't matter to us. The teleporters will allow us to get into the bases. But they definitely went for the machines here. So I might need to think about putting a bastion wall around this as well. Two walls high generally does a trick. I mean, apart from the flingers can go over the top. I mean, you almost got to the point where it's like, I'm going to put a wall around this, but you can't, you know, you're not going to be able to stop them from getting up over the top of that. And they can jump up over here. So, I don't know. Don't know what the solution is there. And I want to continue to have that fun in the game. What you want it is you want it to be a challenge, but you don't want to be overrun by it. Anyway. Let's get back to base. So I've left the front door open as well.
You need to survive. Acquired. Come here.
This arrangement causes a Goliath. A Goliath will run in, and then if you move along, the Goliath will turn round and then walk back out again, exposing its rear to the guns. So, yeah, that works. Oh, got the Goliath by effect. So that's what this is about. It's about making the Goliath turn around. And it's very effective. I can see I'm going to be having to build a lot more defences around here. The valley's looking quite industrial now. Right. Ah, you're done. Come down. And there's nothing for you to do anymore. That is on. We just need to turn on the emitters. Oh, I was going to see if we just leave these down. That's an autosave or a crash or what is it? I don't know. That's an autosave. If we allow the machines just to come to a rest and fill up, then we might be able to get the base level 5 unlocked sooner rather than later. I think if I continue going for the unlocks, then we're going to be a long way away from getting that level 5. We're very close now with the meteorite hearts. This is on. We're very close with the meteorite hearts and the ignitium. And then we really just need these. So 1,200 of these once these stop producing. So whichever production lines are drawing them at the moment. It's not that. It's not that because it's off. It's this. No, it's not that. What the hell is it? Don't know. I don't think it's this because that's off as well. Yeah. It's not this. It's not that because that's off. So where are you going? Oh, here. So electromagnets are causing it. So why don't we switch off electromagnets for a bit? Let's get the loads of this. I think it was 1200. Might be 800. Let's have a look. Oh, we need to look on the base core. Yeah. And yeah, 800, so that's 2 full loads of accumulators, and it's 3 full loads of batteries, and batteries go into making accumulators, so that's quite a way off. But we're very nearly there with the meteorite hearts, and we're very nearly there with the ignition. So by the time these are done, we will have enough for these 2. We'll be able to go to base core level 5. Then I need to consider, what do I want to do in case level 5 turns out to be an absolute nightmare? I mean, I'll save beforehand. We can always handle level 4. Save beforehand, and then should it be really, really bad or a disaster, then at least we can roll back. Yeah. Let's just leave these stood down for the moment. We'll let the materials build up. Oh, what was I going to look at? I was going to look at the... Yeah, so we need 150 of this, and we've got 130. And we need 70 meteorite hearts. And we've actually got 70, but I need spares in case I want to build a base. So, yeah, it's important to keep some on me. Let's go and hand this in. These data points, 345,000, considering that I spent virtually all the points for the multi-storage. I've got all this back just by doing
Data collected.
attack waves. So 600 there, 1,760 there, 4,200. So there's like over 10,000 I get per attack. So that needs to go. That needs to go. I think those go into a recipe. Somewhere in here. I think it's in per plant. Yep. Just trying to get these. I need these. These are so difficult to get hold of. Serpent root, if you're not in the areas where they're spawning, then you can't get them. So you need to be building in those areas, or at least have a presence in those areas. Sort. Oh, just take that out for a minute. I need to up my ammo. Yeah, not that. Yep. Split. I don't need to be carrying that number. Plenty of building materials and need some intermediates. I think that's a good point to wrap up. That's been really quite cool, giving you a tour of the production, how I set up one, and we also got a base attack in it as well. I think that's really quite cool. Anyway, yeah, I think we're good there, and thank you for watching as always, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.